CBS News Bay Area Afternoon Edition with Ann Mekovic.
Right now on the afternoon edition, no deal yet in Washington. Americans bracing for a potential government shutdown in just hours. Thanks for joining us this Tuesday. The talks have stalled, both sides blaming each other for not yet reaching a government funding agreement. Republicans have proposed a short-term bill to fund the government through mid-November, and the measure passed through the House this month. But Democrats say any deal must address health care, including the extension of subsidies under the Affordable Care Act to prevent a premium hike at the end of the year. Some federal workers are bracing for impact as the White House has asked agencies to consider more mass layoffs for programs that don't align with the president's priorities if a shutdown does indeed occur.
They've been threatening us since day one and carrying it out. And I think all of us have come to terms with the fact that we might be fired at any time and for any reason.
Tens of thousands of service members will not be paid until a deal is done. So military families trying to navigate the possibility of a shutdown. A new economic analysis estimates that a shutdown could cost the U.S. economy about $7 billion a week. Our Veronica Macias looks at how the shutdown would affect the Bay Area.
The last government shutdown considered to be the longest, going past 30 days, and National Park Service employees say it was disastrous for the country's national parks. So they're asking for places like Alcatraz to be closed if there is a national shutdown. Leaders with the Coalition to Protect America's National Parks say the last time there was a shutdown and parks were left open and unprotected, it was disastrous because they saw illegal camping, trash being left behind, with restrooms closed. There was even human waste in places there shouldn't be. But with the government shutdown, not everything could be disastrous for some time. There are things that fall under mandatory programs. Most Californians shouldn't worry about a federal shutdown impacting their Social Security benefits or their health care access. About 6.5 million Californians receive benefits through Social Security Administration, and those checks are expected to continue going out to people. And you'll be able to fly and take trains during a government shutdown, but also expect some delays. Members of the military, federal law enforcement, TSA agents, air traffic controllers, they would have to continue to work, but it would be without pay. Some experts also worrying about a government closure hurting the economy and postponing the release of important economic reports. It is estimated that the country would lose an estimated $7 billion per week during a government shutdown, $1 billion coming from tourism alone.
Well, Fleet Week is just days away in San Francisco, and if there is a government shutdown, U.S. Navy ships and military planes will be grounded. That means no military displays. But Fleet Week organizers say the show will go on. International ships and the Canadian snowbirds are still confirmed to perform. All right, taking a look at our first alert weather now. Some rain earlier this morning, and more is on the way. Let's check in with meteorologist Jessica Birch. What are we looking at?
We're kind of sandwiched in between a couple cold fronts here in the Bay Area. Think about it. We kicked off this week with cool, cloudy conditions, a little bit of rain in the forecast too, and we're getting another batch of it as we head into the evening hours tonight. Let's start off with what's happening for us throughout the Bay Area today, though. Daytime highs sitting a little bit below average, all the way into places like San Francisco, stretched all the way over into Hayward and Livermore for that matter too. We're going to see on and off light showers throughout the afternoon hours today, heavier showers expected into the evening hours tonight, and this is what we're going to be waking up to tomorrow. So cool temperatures still lasting into this afternoon. We're 11 degrees below average today, all the way up into Santa Rosa. Hey Simon, let's zoom all the way over into Concord real fast. We're 10 degrees below average here. So some of our microclimates are noticing this cold front a lot more than others. I mean, we're sitting in the 70s today in Concord. That matches up hand in hand with our friends all the way over into San Francisco, sitting pretty much at 70 degrees too. So we make our way down into the Santa Clara Valley as this cold front stretches its way down, bringing in some showers for us into the evening hours tonight. We're also gearing up for some cool temperatures as we head into this afternoon. Right now, things are pretty calm on the radar, though. We're just seeing light mist in certain microclimates up at the North Bay, stretched along our coast. It was a little bit more active earlier this morning. The next batch of showers arrives later tonight. I'm going to have this timed out for you coming up in just a bit as that cold front moves from the north to the south. Back to you.
Thanks, Jess. Leaders in Santa Clara County are considering a proposal aimed at speeding up housing and expanding services for the homeless. Today, the Board of Supervisors is reviewing a new city and county partnership proposal. That is from Supervisor Betty Wong and San Jose Mayor Matt Mayan. That plan boosts health services at interim housing sites and speeds up permanent placements. With less state and federal help, Mayor Mayan says local partnerships matter more than ever. Starting today, hundreds of Stanford University employees are being laid off as federal budget cuts hit. Stanford is cutting 363 positions, with layoffs continuing through November. University leaders say rising costs slash federal research grants and a dramatic increase in the endowment tax have forced the move. County leaders warn the impact would ripple across families and the local economy. Developing story out of the Philippines, where a strong 6.9 magnitude earthquake hit at 10 p.m. local time. According to the U.S. Geological Survey, that earthquake happened underwater close to the city of Bogo in Cebu province.
Earthquake!
Now, that earthquake hit during a fashion show, the Miss Asia Pacific International Gala, and the contestants had to be rushed off the stage. The organization posted on social media that all contestants and staff are safe. And here's some surveillance video from Cebu City. You can see people rushing from their homes, huddling together during the shaking. The Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology did issue a tsunami warning, asking people to stay away from the coastline. And now to the ongoing war in Gaza. Hamas says it is still studying President Trump's plan to try to end the conflict. That proposal calls for an immediate ceasefire, the release of all remaining Israeli hostages in exchange for Palestinian prisoners, the staged withdrawal of Israeli forces, and the free flow of full humanitarian aid by the UN and other bodies. President Trump says Hamas has 3 or 4 days to respond, but Qatar, which has been mediating negotiations, said they need more talks. Meanwhile, hospitals in Gaza reported Israeli troops killed 31 Palestinians today. The Israeli military has not commented on today's violence. President Trump addressed a rare gathering of top military leaders this morning at Quantico Marine Corps Base in Virginia. During his speech, he listed San Francisco, along with other cities that he said are unsafe because of crime, suggesting he could use them as training grounds for the military.
San Francisco, Chicago, New York, Los Angeles, they're very unsafe places, and we're going to straighten them out one by one. And this is going to be a major part for some of the people in this room. That's a war, too. It's a war from within. I told Pete we should use some of these dangerous cities as training grounds for our military.
Speaking ahead of the president, Pete Hegseth took aim at what he called past initiatives focused on diversity, equity, and inclusion. Hegseth also announced a new directive that all combat positions return to the, quote, highest male standard, and he ordered a department-wide review of existing physical fitness standards. Still ahead here at noon and streaming on CBS News Bay Area. Major drug maker announcing a prescription deal with the White House, what it could mean for our medicine costs. And a rush to buy new cars ahead of a deadline tonight. The deal buyers are clamoring to get in on before it's over. And let's take another live look outside before we head to break. Some clouds out there, bring in some rain later. We'll get more details from Jess when we come back. New at noon, the drug maker Pfizer has agreed to lower drug costs and invest $70 billion in U.S. manufacturing under a deal struck with the Trump administration. Under the agreement, Pfizer will charge most favored nation pricing to Medicaid and guarantee that pricing on newly launched drugs.
This is a critical step forward to our work and to improve health care, and hardworking, low-income Americans, especially low-income Americans, will be helped so greatly. In addition, Pfizer is agreeing to provide some of their most popular current medications to all consumers at heavily discounted prices of anywhere between 50 and even 100%, and that's off the price.
Other consumer news, it has been a record-setting rush to buy electric vehicles. That is because the federal tax credit worth up to $7,500 for buying an EV is going away after today. Under the Biden administration, that tax break has been extended through 2032, but it was all wiped away by President Trump's funding bill. That policy shift has driven a spike in sales. State data shows that through the first half of this year, zero-emission vehicles, which include fully electric and plug-in hybrids, made up more than 22% of all car sales in California. And the race to buy electric hit a high this week. Buyers have flooded dealerships, hoping to cash in before the federal incentive expires tonight.
When they started cutting down, I said, oh, here's my time frame. I'm going to get it before the end of September.
Well, that bump in EV sales was enough to boost the entire auto market, according to website Edmunds. This quarter will likely be one of the strongest since before the pandemic hit in 2020. All right, back to our first alert weather now, taking a live look over the East Bay. The hills are green and, well, I guess about to get greener with this rain on the way. Here's Jessica Birch.
I know, it's so great seeing rain in the forecast. Reality is it's not going to end fire weather season necessarily, but it definitely helps, right? I want to start off with a couple things as we head outside today. Let's start off with our daytime highs. We haven't highlighted this just yet. This cold front that pushed through, which is going to bring in a series of more showers from the north to the south. It's also bringing in, of course, some cold weather, too. We're talking about daytime highs sitting below average, anywhere from the East Bay down into the Santa Clara Valley. We're all in the 70s today, anywhere from Santa Rosa stretched over into Napa. We're also holding on tight to 70s for our daytime highs from Redwood City up along 101 into San Francisco. What you're seeing below me right now, all that green, it's the futurecast showing the next 24 hours. Heavier showers are expected into the evening hours tonight, and I want to time that out for you hour by hour right behind me, too, just so you can get a good picture as to what's to come. We start up in the North Bay just around 4 or 5 o'clock. Those showers start coming down pretty heavy up in the North Bay, but it starts breaking apart as it moves its way down to the South Bay into the evening hours tonight. Now, by tomorrow afternoon, this is around 2 o'clock, we are expecting some heavier showers to pick back up for our midweek forecast. Wednesday being a lot more wet, at least in the South Bay, compared to today and yesterday. And in total, we could see anywhere up to around 1/4 of an inch of rain from now into Thursday into places like Concord, all the way over into Fremont and Mountain View, too. So we're not done with the rain just yet. But we are catching a little bit of a break currently as we head outside. But watch what happens as we head into the next couple of days. We're starting off with the low 70s to kick off this week's forecast. In our inland areas, putting us about 10 degrees below average in places like Concord. All the way over into Livermore, we're about 7 degrees below average. We'll slowly start to warm up into the mid-70s, upper 70s, and then eventually 80s as we head into this weekend right around the corner with sunnier skies in the forecast as high pressure rolls in. And that same exact thing is going to happen for our friends along the bay with warmer weather right around the corner. For now, back to you.
Pray your heart be lighter.
Just announced Grammy award-winning singer Sam Smith is going to be holding a residency at the Castro Theatre in San Francisco, which is reopening after 2 years. The 103-year-old theater closed in 2024, allowing Another Planet Entertainment to complete a $41 million renovation. $41 million renovation of the venue. Smith is going to perform 8 shows from February 10th to the 21st. Tickets on sale next Tuesday.
This is the Audi Red and Gold Report.
Brock Purdy was dealing with toe soreness again, this time after Sunday's loss to Jacksonville. And his status for Thursday's game at the Rams is up in the air. Purdy returned against the Jags after missing the previous 2 games with the injured toe. And after the final whistle on Sunday, Jaguars head coach Liam Cohen refused to shake the hand of San Francisco defensive coordinator Robert Saleh after Saleh said last week Jacksonville had a legal sign-stealing system. Then things got heated between the 2 coaches.
Don't think you should be that sensitive about it, but it is what it is. We don't totally care if coaches are pissed off. I mean, that has no effect on a game. So I think Saul was paying him a big compliment what they're good at doing. It's not illegal.
With the Red and Gold Report, I'm Vern Glenn.
As we celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month, we're highlighting an Oakland high school student who's helping keep an ancient Mayan language and culture alive. Kara St. Cyr has her story.
Lorena Mendoza grew up speaking a language few can understand. it has something to do like with the mom history. My parents started talking to me since I was little, and then like certain words, I got caught up to those words and I understood.
Lorena speaks Mayan Mom, an ancient Mayan language originating in western Guatemala. Experts estimate it's more than 2,400 years old.
But I don't think they get enough recognition.
But the number of people who can speak it is dwindling, making Lorena a rarity, or so she thought.
Interestingly enough, we have a big project on Mayan mathematics, and he's of Mayan Mom background.
Javier Armas, Lorena's high school Chicano studies teacher, took an interest in the Mom language.
I was teaching Mayan mathematics at Skyline High School. All these Guatemalan students came up to me and said, "I'm Mayan, I speak Mom." And I said, "What is Mom?"
That question prompted research, and he enlisted students like Lorena to contribute.
Oakland has a humongous Mayan Mom community. And so I asked my students, I was like, do you guys want to learn the history of your Mom culture?
The result was a 161-page book
published at Skyline High School
called Mom History, written by Javier and his students. The book sold hundreds of copies on its first day, but the sales meant nothing to Javier.
And I think we can learn a lot as a culture and as a society by excavating and researching these other systems that exist alongside with American and European cultures.
For Lorena, it was personal.
My dad was the one who helped me too, because he honestly felt proud of me just because he said that it's an accomplishment, and because it has to do with something where he's from, and because he's also never like seen like some like students create like a book towards like their history.
This book is just one chapter in the story of Lorena's heritage, but a notable one she can share with the world.
And catch our 30-minute special Una Familia, airing on October 16th at 7:30 p.m. Coming up, it is the end of an era for AOL. How the technology that ushered in the intranet is exiting stage left. And what if you have one of those email addresses? Coming up next. You know that sound if you're old enough. It is the end of an era for AOL, hanging up its dial-up internet service officially today after more than 35 years. Yahoo, which owns AOL, is discontinuing the service as it, quote, innovates to meet the needs of today's digital landscape. Now, the change will not impact those free email accounts at AOL.com. That is it for the afternoon edition. Remember, we are streaming 24/7 on the free CBS News app.